Ever since the announcement that the Bleach anime was returning in March 2020, we've been eagerly anticipating any news and developments regarding the series. Ever since the ending of the manga, Kubo has even gone on to expand the world of Bleach through creating Burn the Witch and revealing to us the western side of the Soul Society. Now, what has prompted me to make this update video is the recent developments regarding Bleach. The anime was announced back in March 2020. We are going to have an art exhibition at the end of this year, and most surprisingly, Kubo is going to release a 73-page special chapter within Shonen Jump issue 36/37. This should be releasing on the 8th of August. This had understandably caught so many people off guard. None of us had expected Kubo to ever write another page of Bleach. It is very rare that a mangaka will go back to a ended serialization and publish another chapter, especially as long as 73 pages. We know that the end portions of the 1000 Year Blood War arc were heavily rushed, and this is because of Kubo's declining health. In later interviews, we learned that Kubo had a torn ligament in his shoulder during the final year of publication of Bleach, and not to mention he had been getting sick more and more often after the ending of the Uranka arc. If you read his author notes at the beginning of every Bleach volume, then in some of them he does complain about his health, how previously after one day's rest he would be able to recover from a cold, but now it is taking him much longer to recover from colds and flus. As much as we love his work, Kubo's health comes first, and it is for this reason that most of us didn't expect Kubo to release any new Bleach material. But through following him through his official Bleach fan club, we can see that Kubo's health has recovered, and not to mention the torn ligament in his shoulder has healed. This explains how he was able to publish an entire volume of new content through his Burn the Witch manga. There were some hints that this Bleach 73-page special chapter was coming. On his official fan club on the 2nd of July, he stated that he had finished his summer job with Jump a month ago, and as of recently he is working on the Bleach art exhibition. We can now infer that this summer job was indeed this 73-page special chapter. It would seem that Kubo had written and completed this chapter in the month of June, and we are finally going to experience his latest addition to the Bleach universe on the 8th of August. I would be lying if I said that I wasn't excited for this. There are so many possibilities as to what could be within this 73-page chapter. To be honest, we have been deprived of any new Bleach content for so long that I'm sure that all of us would be happy with anything at this point. Whether if this was 73 pages of slice of life content, or material that adds to and expands upon the lore of Bleach through explaining the past of some characters, or expanding upon some story events that we didn't get to see within the manga. I for one would love if this chapter expanded upon the 1000 Year Blood War arc, through Kubo showing us the first Quincy War that took place 1000 years ago. I would love to see a younger version of Yhwach and Yamamoto fighting against each other, and in addition to this, finally getting to see the original Gotei 13 would be such a treat. There is so much to write about when it comes to the first Quincy War, and the origins of this 1000 Year Blood War that occurs between the Shinigami and the Quincy. Even if we don't get to see this within this special chapter, then I'm confident that when the anime comes back, Kubo will definitely have shared his notes with the anime staff in order to include the first Quincy War in the anime adaptation. There are some alternatives for what I am expecting from this special chapter. The first being the past of Kisuke Urahara, how he had met Yoriichi Shihoin, and how he had come to live with the noble Shihoin household, growing up, learning and training with nobility. How did this take place, and what is the actual origin of Urahara's character? And in addition to this, how did he learn about the truth of the Soul King? I know that the Turn Back the Pendulum arc is an excellent backstory to Urahara's character, but that only explains how he was exiled from the Soul Society. I would love to know his younger years, and once again how he had formed this friendship with Yoriichi. Kubo did mention within an interview during the publication of the 1000 Year Blood War arc that he was going to expand upon the backstory of Urahara and Yoriichi, but we never got to see this within the manga, so I would love if this chapter shed some light on that. Another excellent possibility for this chapter could be Kubo explaining to us how Aizen had learned about the Soul King. It is an aspect of the story that I've been theorizing in my own mind ever since the defeat of Aizen, and it would be excellent if Kubo was to explain the origin of Aizen's motives, how he had come to learn about the nature of the Soul King, and what made him believe that he would be better at ruling all of reality as opposed to the Soul King. I spoke about having the first Quincy War with the Shinigami revealed to us, and in addition to this, I would love if we got some material on Yhwach's childhood, his relationship with the Soul King, and how the Quincy were first formed. It would be incredible to see him build his army and form the Quincy as they were, and ultimately what led him to come into conflict with the Shinigami and head captain Yamamoto. Again, with things like this, I believe even if they are not included within the 73-page special chapter, then I'm certain that they will be included within the anime adaptation that we will be getting next year. Another highly likely possibility for this 73-page chapter is having the marriage of Ichigo and Orihime take place. This is an excellent slice of life moment, which seems to fit the young appearance of Ichigo that we got from the teaser image which revealed that this chapter was being published. published, you can see that in this announcement, Ichigo has slightly longer hair than he had in the final chapter of the Bleach manga, which leads me to believe that the events of this special chapter take place between the defeat of Yhwach and the final chapter of Bleach. Now, before all of us get our hopes and expectations up too high, it is highly likely that this 73-page chapter is going to feature entirely slice of life content, so most of these points that I mentioned about the 1000-Year Blood War arc may not even be included within this chapter. Of course, this doesn't mean that they are not going to be touched upon or included when the anime comes back. We know from Kubo's fan club that he has been heavily involved with the production of the anime. Through his brief comments on his website, we can see that he is working with the anime staff. One of the most recent comments that he had left was that he was working on the logo for the 1000-Year Blood War arc. This is an incredibly exciting revelation, and through the question and answer segment of his website, Kubo is revealing to us so much more additional information, like the true reason behind why Zangetsu's name was blurred out when he had first appeared and revealed his name to Ichigo. So if you are only just getting into Bleach, then there is no better time than now. Even a month ago, we had the Bleach manga collaborate with a Marvel property, as Kubo had drawn an image of Aizen, which was put alongside Loki in order to promote the new Disney Plus series, considering the Marvel Cinematic Universe is a multi-billion-dollar franchise. For Bleach to be used within their advertising campaign is no small feat, and it is something that really impressed me when I had first seen it, and it proves to me how serious Shueisha is with bringing Bleach back into the limelight. Our patience since the anime had ended now almost a decade ago is being rewarded, and it appears that all of the loose ends left at the end of the 1000-Year Blood War arc will be wrapped up when the anime returns. Now, this special chapter of Bleach is being published in order to commemorate the 20th anniversary of Bleach since its first publication within Shonen Jump in 2001. Now, I stated that this chapter is most likely going to be slice of life because of the information that is revealed within the teaser that was published within the last issue of Shonen Jump. Now, this teaser states that Ichigo has apparently been invited to some ceremony which is taking place within the Soul Society. The first thought that had come to my mind was Ichigo being invited to the ceremony where Rukia had become a captain. An alternative possibility could be Ichigo being invited to the marriage of Rukia and Renji. I mean, could it be a ceremony to celebrate Ichigo's tenure as a substitute Shinigami? James Hansen over on his channel had also mentioned a couple of theories. The first being that this could be a ceremony in order to celebrate Ichika and Kazui's graduation from the Soul Society Academy. Now this, just like James had mentioned, is a big brain possibility and something that I really could get behind. And the second possibility that James had mentioned was that this could be Ichigo celebrating his mastery of his Bankai, which Byakuya had stated takes 10 years. And if this special chapter takes place 10 years after Ichigo having attained Bankai, then it would make sense. Now when it comes to some sort of slice of life content, within chapter 685, we saw all of the Gotei 13 members preparing for the captain ceremony of Rukia Kuchiki. It always surprised me that Ichigo, Orihime and the others weren't also present at this captain ceremony, and we don't entirely get to see this ceremony take place. So there is every possibility that Ichigo, Uryu, Orihime and Chad all arrive to the Soul Society to attend Rukia's captain ceremony. Most people are assuming that this special chapter is going to feature some sort of build-up which is going to lead into Bleach Next Generations, featuring the child of Ichigo, Kazui, and the child of Rukia, Ichika. Within the Bleach Jet art book, we did get an illustration by Kubo, which depicts Ichika and Kazui as teenagers. It's a great teaser image which highlights the future of the series if it were to go down a more Boruto-esque approach, where instead of focusing on the characters that we all know and love, we are going to have a story centered around their children. The average length of a Bleach chapter during the 1000-Year Blood War arc was about 17 pages, so 73 pages of new content that is being published within this week is going to be the equivalent of just less than 5 of those chapters, so there is going to be a lot of material to dive into. I don't expect the entirety of these 73 pages to be slice of life, and I'm looking forward to Kubo even drawing some action scenes. Will we get to see characters who we don't know the fates of, like Kisuke Urahara or Yoriichi, or even some of the Arankars like Neliel or Grimjow? And will this chapter bridge the worlds of Burn the Witch and Bleach by featuring some of the characters that we got introduced to through the Burn the Witch spin-off? There is so much going on with the world of Bleach right now, and looking back at it, at the position that we were in 3 years ago, if you had told me that we were going to be getting an anime announcement and Kubo returning to draw a brand new chapter, I would have found it very hard to believe you. But what is happening right now is beyond all of our expectations. I truly believe that for the longest time, Bleach was such a misunderstood series. Its name was being tarnished and dragged through the mud by individuals who stuck with this notion that it got bad after the Soul Society arc. All of the subtlety and nuance of Kubo's writing had flown over all of their heads. I really do believe that we are right now experiencing experiencing somewhat of a Bleach renaissance. There are so many content creators now making videos on the series, explaining the battles, the characters, and even the story arcs, going into the themes that Kubo was trying to convey through his story. I know that some of my videos have played a small part in reshaping the mentality surrounding Bleach, and for that alone I am incredibly grateful for. If my videos have made you see Bleach in a new light or appreciate Kubo's work more, then that's all that I ask for. I love making content on this series, and I can't wait to cover this special chapter when it releases on the 8th of August. So I hope that all of you subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notifications so that you're the first one to watch my breakdown, review, and analysis of this 73-page special chapter. Before the chapter releases, if you have your own expectations or theories as to what could be within this chapter, then definitely leave them in the comment section down below, and let me know what kind of additional filler material you would like within the anime to expand upon the 1000-year Blood War arc. I look forward to reading all of your comments, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more like it, then please consider supporting my channel on Patreon. I have multiple tiers with rewards including access to an exclusive Discord server, video scripts, as well as being the first to know about unreleased upcoming videos. Thank you for your time, and whatever you choose to contribute I will appreciate, and it will mean a lot to me.